Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being a part of the community. We're back here in the grow out pen because I had a couple of folks ask me some questions, and I try and answer them when I can. So, quite obviously, I have two roosters here in the pen. These two gentlemen are gorgeous roosters. Actually, I'm really pleased with how they look. And the question is, why did you leave behind roosters, not hens, when you were thinking about leaving behind birds to be companions for our baby turkey? So there are two hens there and two roosters. Oh, so you left them as pairs? Nah, not really. Not what the thought process was. There were a couple of thought processes. One is I don't know the sex of the guinea, and the guinea could, thankfully, it hasn't been aggressive toward the turkey, but it could have been. When we moved them out, they were littler than they are today. And the roosters would have actually kept that in check. Two is because they're just a handful of birds in a relatively large area, believe it or not, they don't feel as safe and secure than when they're in a large flock in a large area, right? Having a large area is wonderful for them, but it also, offers a lot of open space that they can feel insecure about. And they don't really translate that they have a pen and a roof and they're completely safe and there's nothing that can get to them. Their brains don't work that way, right? They don't really acknowledge that, okay, a hawk can't come in from above and swoop down on me or, anything. So having two roosters here keeps the hens from being totally stressed. I also don't know the sexes of the turkey, and they're not mature enough yet to even start acting like adult birds. There you are. I see you. Peekaboo. So if in case they are both hens, right, having a little extra testosterone around, it's not testosterone. Don't come at me. You know what I mean. You get the gist of what I'm saying. We're not being scientifically correct here. So yeah, it definitely, it keeps the hormones or the male versus female in check. It gives them a little bit of protection. The roosters will indeed, fling themselves at the fence if they think there's something there that they need to protect from. And everybody just is calm, right? They're a little disturbed by me being around, which is a good thing. I don't actually want them imprinted on humans to the point that we are seen as safe and secure. And for my flock, that's important, right? My flock is not always supervised. They are contained, but they're not always supervised. And so being alert to humans, to having a little bit of stranger danger in their life is important to me because it keeps their senses strong. It keeps their instincts alive. And frankly, it helps keep them alive. Again, we don't have a whole lot of predator issues. You saw earlier this year, we certainly did with the guineas, and that did not work very well, but they were completely unprotected. Our full flock in this grow out pen are protected fully. They don't have predators that will get to them or can get to them. But at the same time, I don't want them to lose their ability to be instinctive about self-preservation, I think is the way I want to say that. So that's why they're a little bit stranger danger right now. They know who I am. They're not panicked, but they're like, yeah, we're going to stay over here. The other thing that's really cool, and I don't know if I'm going to catch this on camera, we have this wild webbing going on right now. Oh, I'm going to have to cut that out. So we're going to stop. You know what? I'll figure out how to cut that out. I had a little camera blip that went ugly. Sorry, I'll cut that out. So you might see a jump for a second. But we've got this really cool webbing situation going on. It starts about halfway over the pen. It continues all the way down the corner, extends out of the pen, around to the buck fencing. So it's crossing a border. It's leaping across with some of the help of our leftover fence or our spare fence line. There are so many things happening here, right? And I say things because I'm not 100% sure. Like, are these egg casings or are these poop? I don't know, but there's lots of them. Yeah, they might just be the remnants of food. In fact, there's our spider friend. Oh, we have a few of them. So maybe they are eggs. I don't know. So there, you guys, the experts will have to tell me. There's one of the spiders. And if I pull back just a hair, there's another one. Whoops. Wait a minute. Let me put her on camera. Otherwise, it defeats the purpose. Here we go. And she seems to be pretty protective of that. That still could mean it's food. But I'm thinking it's eggs, which is pretty cool. I don't have any problem as long as they stay outside and they're happy. There's a third spider here. Oh, so they're a community spider of some sort, because they are definitely quite a few in this web. Here's another one. So there's 4, 5, 6. All right, so this is definitely a community of specific spiders. If you know who they are, you'll have to tell me. I know it's been tough for me to get them on camera. Let me see if I can't get them through the fence line. Let's see if I can get this one. Is that one going to cooperate? No, not cooperating nearly as well as this one. So let's try this one again. They're not big at all. They're very pretty. They have an intricate web. Oh, there's a bunch of them up over my head. Haha! Good thing they're not dropping on my head or I'd be upset. So they're definitely a community spider of some sort. I'll look them up. I'll figure out who they are. Hopefully this video goes up after I figure out how to cut the blip out. That is not appropriate for what we're doing here on this channel. And it's got some interesting dynamics to it, right? In some places, there's actual orb webs. In others, it's just this big tangle of silk. And yeah, I guess all of these little things are egg casings because there's pretty much a spider with each one. So that's very cool. Anyway, totally distracted, not the point of this video, but we had a sidebar bonus of spider webs and spiders. I hope you're having a fabulous day wherever you are in this world. Let's go back to roosters and chickens. They figured out I wasn't interested in them. So they're busy doing their thing now. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Be kind. And I will see you at the next one. Bye for now.